In this first strike preview, we look at Cloud9's superstar fragger Tenz. Tenz was the star signing that Cloud9 made in the early days of Valorant. Tenz is the pillar of the C9 Valorant team, and statistically, he is not disappointed. Instead of analyzing play for play on what Tenz does, I just want to talk about C9 and Tenz. More of a conversation of, is Tenz really the best player in NA? And how Shinobi allows Tenz to be a star fragger. Tenz is a versatile fragger, who can kill with the Vandal, the Phantom, and is also pretty ridiculous on the Operator. This episode will focus on Tenz as the entry fragger, his multi-fragging capabilities, and the question, can Cloud9 pull a win if Tenz has a quiet game? Alright, let's take a look at the stats of Tenz. His average combat score is 295. Now that is actually wild. He's basically averaging 300 average combat score. The average combat score is a tool to sum up a total performance of a game. We're looking at Tenz, who's probably one of the most consistent players in terms of average combat score. In terms of pure stats, he's the most consistent player in NA. He's actually a leading player in the world for average combat score. And you might say, well, we still have a small sample size. Well, Tenz has played 2,000 plus rounds, so it's not really a small sample size. His KD is 1.43. The only player to rival him in NA is Wardell. He has the highest kills per round in all of North America at 1.01, and his first kills per round is 0.21. So that is roughly a first blood every 5 rounds. If we get this math correctly, if you multiply 0.21 by the total of rounds at 2,248, we're looking at 478 first bloods and 2,248 rounds played. The scariest part of the stat sheet is the sheer numbers of rounds he has played, and the numbers still being so high, which really showcases Tenz's consistency. Here we can see that his main agent is Jett with 73% usage, but over the changes of meta, he's been using Reyna more often at 19.3%. The thing about his agent selection with Jett and Reyna is his versatility on Jett is crucial to unpredictability due to superior rifle skills and his fast reflexes on the op. Tenz has been utilizing Reyna on maps like Ascent and Split. Tenz on Reyna allows Tenz to escape situations and allows him to dry peek opponents or go on the aggression with an option to escape duels due to Reyna's intangible ability. Shinobi and Vice utilizes Tenz's razor sharp aim and reflexes with support flashes. The one play I want to dissect in particular is the play that Vice and Tenz executed against 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves tried rushing B main, but were stopped by this awesome combo. It is the combo of a Breach Flash and Jett's ult, a combo we see Vision Strikers from Korea use a lot. Lately, these one and done combos from Korea are being used by the NA teams and the European teams. So the combo is Vice flashing B main and Tenz using an updraft and using his Blade Storm to take out 2 fully blinded enemies with knives. And then Tenz dashes into Dicey and finishes him with a Blade Storm right click, which this is still overpowered, this right click play. I think Shinobi and Cloud9 puts Tenz at the forefront of high opportunity plays to get a lot of chip damage and frags. This chip damage and fragging ability from Tenz allows Cloud9 to execute easier due to all the damage that's been outputted in the round. Multiple times we've seen Shinobi light buy or Vice buy a Vandal for Tenz. Cloud9 allows Tenz to have hero buys on eco round. It just shows how much the Cloud9 roster trusts Tenz to frag out and to be that X factor for Cloud9. Tenz is Cloud9's X factor. Just like how Sinatra is Sentinel's X factor and Wardell is TSM's X factor, C9 has a superstar and his unpredictable nature is fantastic for Cloud9. And I think Shinobi gets this, and I think the rest of the Cloud9 roster gets this. Alright, let's talk about maybe some of the drawbacks of Cloud9. I do think Tenz should be more utilized as a clutch player or a second player in on an execute due to his multi-frag efficiency. I do understand that he's the entry fragger for Cloud9, but when they do 5-man executes, I would like to see him more in the back just to add an extra presence on the execute, right? I've watched Cloud9 on multiple occasions, and it does seem that Relics and Tenz are the main entry fraggers, but on 5-man executes, I would like to see more of Relics going in first, and Tenz coming in late to cause a huge threat to the enemies. Sometimes if Tenz entries and only gets a 1-for-1, C9 tends to struggle to win a round, but when he's alive because he's such a threat, it enables his teammates to frag out also. I mean, it's very simple, right? You have Tenz alive, it's a 3v3, you're gonna have the advantage due to Tenz's just extreme skill in Valorant, right? C9 looked good, but after the first strike close qualifiers, C9 lost against Renegades, and none of the players stepped up. And also Tenz had a quiet game. Knowing Tenz, he will bounce back, and C9 are the favorites to get to the first strike main tournament. I think during the UMG first strike qualifiers, we'll see Cloud9 bounce back and try to get a streak of consistency.
To be like MJ, Messi, and Astralis, you gotta win a title. First strike is an opportunity for Tenz to be the GOAT of Valorant. It would solidify him as the best Valorant player if he can win the title, because statistically, he already is the best. First strike's an opportunity for Cloud9 and Tenz to prove to the world that they are the best roster and they have the best player in the world. I would like to end this video with a few questions. Firstly, do you think Tenz is the best in the world at Valorant? And secondly, if Cloud9 can't make the first strike main event, will that force Cloud9 to make roster changes? Comment down below on what you guys think about these questions, and use that superior reaction time that you guys have, and hit that like button and subscribe. Hitting that subscribe button will guarantee to lower your MS time. See you guys on the flip side.